Hey everybody. Well, remember, if you're watching the replay, to not just like, but follow. That way when I go live or I have a new video, it will notify you. All right, and Chris is getting me set up really quick where I can look at your comments on here. Remember, when you jump on, to say where you're from. So I can get used to where people are from on here, and then I can turn the comments off. Let's see. It may just take a minute. Hey, Pat. Let's see. We got Sandy Powell and a Sandra Powell. Sandy, thank you for the hearts already. Oh, hey, from North Carolina, Kay. Vicky. Did it not come up?
Not yet, but I mean, I got
okay.
it. I just had to go.
Thank you, Kay, for sprinkling that.
Here we go.
Y'all are so sweet. We are going to make a Valentine's Day wreath tonight. I can't remember the last time we made a wreath. I'm getting so excited about making. I was able to make a bow yesterday, and we haven't made any big bows or anything probably since the fall. Maybe one or two at Christmas time. All right, thank you. All right, I can turn the comments on here. Hello, Lisa. Good evening, Kimberly. Hey, Diane. Is from Maine, Ohio, North Carolina. Hey, Terry. Another Iowa, Ohio. Oh, and it's snowy there. Michigan. I'm so jealous of all your snow. Nobody else is. Look at Chris. He's like, and I'm like, I would like about 5 feet of it here. You know, just to have that one snowed in day where you can like snuggle up by a fire. Don't have anywhere to go, and then when the yard looks white, you don't feel bad about not working in the yard. Today in Georgia, it was really cool. I should not complain, and it was beautiful outside. Hey, Patty from Arizona. Tennessee, it's snowing. I'm so jealous of the snow, but I will admit that today it was beautiful outside and it was extremely cold. So I really don't want to complain about Georgia today. For me, it was awesome. You know, I was able to go outside with a coat on. I still had to put my coat on to come home from work instead of, you know, just sweating down because I had too many clothes on from the morning. Thank you, Sandy. Please send me some. You can have it. I know. And I mean, it's the whole grass is greener thing. I mean, if I had snow, I would probably do just like you. Saying, oh, I don't want it. But yes, I really do. At least just like one day a year, give us some snow. Sin, have my granddaughter watching with me tonight. Her name is Hey Hey. Is her real name Haley, and y'all call her Hey Hey? All right, from Kentucky. Lots of snow in Iowa. Ohio. Why do I keep saying Iowa? Ohio. Ugh. Tennessee. Hey, Gail. All right, I'm jealous of your weather. Can't wait for the tulips to come up. Yes, listen, we had humidity, beginning of last week when it got like up to 75, and my tulips, I can see them. I'll have to get some more mulch because I can see the buds coming up. Buffy and I planted probably 200, maybe, probably more, and they were just really good, healthy bulbs. And I really don't know. I mean, are they supposed to have already sprouting some up? You know, I'm going to go get some more mulch and put it on top of it. And that way I don't have to worry about it. Hey, from Vermont. Cold here in Tennessee. Oh, yes, it was actually cold in Georgia. All right. We're going to get started on a Valentine's Day wreath, y'all. And I had one of these left. And look, in the middle of it, I broke it. So we're kind of just going to have to... I didn't change it, even though I covered it with just white yarn, just your basic. Here it is over here, just a little bundle. It's a little bit thicker than regular yarn. But, you know, once you pulled it tight, it kind of looks just like regular yarn. But I did want to change the red. I thought about spray painting it white, but I thought the main colors I'm going for in this wreath are red and white and burlap or jute, that brown color. So I kind of like the fact that this red is showing through. Is when you do it with jute, you really don't see it. It just kind of blends in. See, I did not change those at all. But I love Georgia weather. Yes, it can change. Yes, it is time for them to sprout up. Mine is too. Okay, good, because they were so healthy and beautiful when we planted them. I don't want them to, you know, hit some kind of cold and like the little what's coming out of them, like get frostbite or something. Hey, from Knoxville, Tennessee. All right, so I've got this heart. I was sitting here doing it. So here's one. We're gonna put that to the side. Now what I did is I went, you know how like when I was going through my I love everything styrofoam stage. I went and got a piece of my styrofoam. I used this kind of as my guide to draw a little bit bigger heart. And what I want to do, and I painted it just my barnyard red, and we're gonna paint the edges of it white. The basket that I'm using as my wreath is red, so I wanted to break up some kind of color going from here to my basket. So that's why we're gonna paint the side white, or we're gonna just do it this plaster color. Let's see if I finally use all of this. But y'all see, look, I did a little bit before y'all got on here. Was just sitting here, you know, talking to them, running the hair dryer, and blew a fuse. So it's kind of like good that I did all that before y'all got on here. Let's see if I got a paintbrush that's clean enough. Yes. Okay, I'm trying to use the rest of this bottle. And even though I cut this styrofoam, it will cut this really thick, dense styrofoam. You can buy it in a sheet at any hardware store, like a 4x8 sheet. And I've done so many projects with one sheet. I cut it with an X-Acto knife, but you can cut it. I think I'm finally done with this. You can cut it with your styrofoam melter pen. It just really goes slow because the styrofoam is so thick. But you can use it. But I got it out because I had it like a few little rough places, and I ran my sander block over it. And some of the other places I took it and went along the edge and kind of melted some of the little pieces that were kind of beading up on the side. Good plan for prepping. I know I was sitting here and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and at least get this yarn on here so y'all don't just watch me whine. And I was like, well, I've got a few minutes. I can paint this too. So my mother would be so proud of me. She always says, you need to prep better. Whoop. Hey, Sin, miss you, but I've been missing you. Oh, I hate that you have. Is it not notified you, or you just hadn't had time to watch? Okay. Pam, I sure missed you today. I thought, oh, she'll be there today, but you weren't there. Larry and I were pretty lost there without you. Didn't really say too much to each other. No, Tuesday's kind of the day if it's quiet, I can get a whole lot of financial stuff done. So I got all that out of the way. All right, I'm just kind of being careful so I don't get too much on the front. And we're just gonna go around. I'm gonna paint these edges white, just like I said. So when we put it in the basket, because I got a red tobacco basket, I'm gonna show you, a small one. Basket, whatever you want to call it. And I haven't done anything with it. It's one of my first finds at Carolina Pottery when I told y'all I could live in there. Haven't done anything with it. And as I was, you know, Chris took Mimi's wreath yesterday. He was like, are you going to put one on our door? It didn't even cross my mind. I had not finished a Valentine's wreath for myself. Hey, Karen, but you got all your work done and I have a clean house. I know. Sometimes we just need that quiet time to get some stuff done. Hello, Sam. My phone isn't wanting to cooperate tonight. You're freezing on me. I hope you're the only one. I mean, I hope nothing's wrong with their phone, but I hope I'm not freezing on anybody else. It's pretty cold here, but you never know what's going on with the internet. And knock on everything I have. We haven't had really any bad issues lately. Well, at least we've only painted a little bit of this, so by chance, if I lose y'all, second go around's always a charm. Hey, sis-in-law. No freezing here. Okay, working now. Okay, good. Maybe it was just right when you got on here. Just a connection thing. Okay, and we can set this to the side. What I want to do with this heart is, since I don't want to, still want to do it like the farmhouse colors with the jute and stuff, we're actually going to stuff a heart on top of here on the front with our gingham. And then we're going to put a jute rope around the edge. Jute rope. Now I got this out, my cloth, and we're going to use this little thing again as a guide and cut us a heart. Now I have a spool of the larger jute, but I did bring out my hold on, maybe I can turn this over. Yep. Well, not too bad. If I turn it over, I have to bend it and move the computer, and I don't want to do that. But I did bring out where you can, at the Dollar Tree, you can go in and buy like 9 feet of just the bigger jute. And if you don't use it a lot, I would say these are the pieces you need to buy, because if you buy a big spool of it, there's like $17. And if you only do a craft every now and again with it, you're better off just buying the, the dollar piece, because you get a good little amount. I mean, you get a lot when you buy the 17 roll. You just have to get so much at one time. All right, so let's put this down. And I'm just gonna put it down, and I'm gonna use my heart as my guide to cut around the edge to draw it, because this is actually the heart I used to draw the one I cut out of the styrofoam. Let me get it up as close as I can. And that way. Now I'm having to do it a little bit bigger because of those humps, or those little knots on the end of it that hold the yarn or rope, whatever you do. So, but if you have any of those other hearts left over, or just get you a piece of paper and do you a guide with a piece of paper. And then you can just fold it in half. And that way you at least know you're cutting your heart out the same side on each side. So what I'm gonna do is just cut straight across, and we're just gonna fold it. All right, here is the center. Freezing on my computer. Oh no, no free. Or is it just you? Okay, y'all, let me know. Give me some hearts, or tell me if I'm freezing on you. I hope I'm not, but you never know. On my end, it looks good, and I'm watching it on my computer, from my phone, and it hasn't froze on me at all. But it could just be I'm sitting right beside it too. No freezing here. Okay. Sue, let me know if it continues. Maybe you can go out and come back in. It may be your connection. Sometimes going out and coming back in helps. Okay. Let me make sure I got that pretty close. Believe I did. Right here needs a little bit of a touch up. Yep. Okay. Oh, there we go. It did really good. Now, I know I've got some wet paint, but hopefully we can work around that. I don't want to blow a fuse again, and I did not plug my hair dryer. I ordered a smaller heat gun compared to the big one I have that I melted things on mine with. So hopefully if I'm getting that new one, that it'll be small enough it won't do that. Looking good here in Louisiana. All right, Louisiana. Let's see. Where is this? Okay. I think the safest thing to do, because we're going to put this down. Let me turn it over. You can see a little bit of pin mark right here. I'm going to glue the top down, and then we're going to put a little stuffing in it. Let me put this down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to glue the top. This is the part that is pretty easy. It's just maybe a little time consuming to start. We're going to put our glue down just right here. Probably more of an arc. And then we're going to put some stuffing in and do a little bit at a time. And when we get to the bottom, then we'll put more of our stuffing in. This is a pretty thin material, so I may be able to see it through it. So just like ahead of time, just know if you ever have a material that you can see through, you don't like to stuff, and just double up on your stuffing, or just get you a piece of white cloth and put under whatever you have. If you double up, then you won't be able to see through it. Looking good. So far, so good. No freezing. I got the big jute at Harbor Freight, 50 foot for $5. Well, I have to go by that. I told Chris that's what I wanted for Valentine's Day, was that little cute saw, because Buffy was sitting in here and she was like, Chris, for whatever reason, my husband tonight, I was like, what day is Valentine's Day? And I started thinking the first was Monday, so I was like, it's got to be that Sunday or Monday. So he kept going Sunday, and I was like, well, you know, it doesn't make any sense, Chris. He goes, the 13th is on a Sunday. And I just never thought what he was saying. I said, Chris, you do know Valentine's Day is the 14th, right? And he goes, oh, is it like that? And I was like, yes, we don't do Valentine's. I would kill him if he went and bought me flowers, something you'd throw in the trash can. You know, Mary, I'd rather have art supplies than something that dies. But I know there are a lot of people out there who love flowers, so I'm not saying anything wrong. I'm just not a flower person. Something that's going to die. If you want to give me a real plant, you know, and hope I don't kill it. Okay. I put my glue pretty close to the edge because I want to be able to put my jute there and hide the edge. And I don't want to do it too close. But Buffy was like, you hadn't trained your man right, Mama. He's not, he don't even know when Valentine's Day is. That means he's not getting you anything. And I'm like, girl, he knows I'd get his butt if he went and bought flowers for me that are going to die. I said, but, I turned around and looked at Chris. I said, but if you really want to get me something to show up your daughter who just said, you know, you ain't trained your man. I said, will you please go get me one of those little bitty saws? So Valentine's Day, yes, I never get anything, so I'm hoping I'll get one of those. 13th is my great-grandson's birthday, and the 14th is my grandson's. Oh, are they father and son? I had a couple friends growing up, their birthdays were on. All right, so I've got like a little pocket, enough where we can stick some of our stuff in here. I don't really want to see it, and it doesn't have to be a lot. So I'm going to try to flatten it out as much as I can because I'm not going to have a whole lot of room to, oops, and I touched that white on the outside. All right, just enough to get that up. And see, that's doing good. I really can't see it that well through it, so laying it out flat is a good little trick. And plus, I put it flat, so I don't have enough, you know, a lot of give in it to do it, you know, stuff a lot in it. But if you do want it to stuff, just bring your hearts in just a little bit, and it gives it like a real big poof right here, and then you can fill it up as much as you want to. But if it comes loose while you're sitting here, you know, stuffing stuff in it, it's just glue. Just you know, pull the little corner up and put some more glue in it. I used to get PJs or a new fry pan for Valentine's Day. No. Oh, they're not. It's just a son and another grandson. Okay, late. My neighbor's birthday is the same day as mine, and her son's is the same day as my daughter's. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. The only thing I know about same birthdays is Chris has Mimi's birthday with his rotten self. She's a mess this week. She has her moments where, you know, she can get her a little attitude. Which, you know, I'm thinking if I live to be that long, I'm going to have an attitude probably with everybody. But I think sometimes she thinks Chris is her husband and not her grandson. She's losing time. But, I mean, she remembers everything. When he brought the wreath out the other day, I mean, she knew that I'm the one that usually makes a wreath for her. And she turned around and looked at him and said, that's for Valentine's Day, right? So, I mean, she's not gone, you know. She just has her moments where at the time, it's like, I think she doesn't even realize she's older, too. But she's still so funny. Because she'll say, you know, where are you going? Like, she thinks he's supposed to stay at her house some nights. Like, that's her husband. And he's like, remember, I'm your grandson, and I'm going home right now, but I'll be back in the morning. And she'll go, okay. Just like she's just exasperated with him. It just tickles us. It is. We didn't know each other before I bought this house. Laugh out loud. Hey, Sin from North Dakota. But if all I do is forget what day it is when I'm 97, she's looking at 98 next month, I think I'll be okay. Okay, I might have put a little too much here at the end. So, all I can do is just reach in there and take some out if it comes loose. Coming in late. Hey, everybody. Hey, Kim. All right, let me put a little bit of my... Kim, we are making a wreath tonight. And you know I need your opinion. You always give me those good little tips. And like I said, it's not hard. I'm having to take my time just to make sure I have it all kind of smoothed out. Because even though I have a thick jute, it's not super, super thick. So it's not going to cover up a whole lot. So I've got to really make sure I lay it down as smooth as I can. Okay, one more thing, and besides the jute, we'll have this little puppy. One more heart done, and the rest of it. And I'll show you one heart that I had, that I got from Hobby Lobby that I never used. And it's one of those things that I think you could use anytime, not just Valentine's Day. All right, there we go. We try to grab it on a place that white isn't so wet. All right, there you go. And we're going to clean these lines up with our thicker jute. You can start at the top and go all the way around. I did want to bring out, but I thought would be really cute if you had something like this. You know, you could always do your beads around the edge. So don't think you just have to use the jute. I'm just trying to bring as much as this jute color in that I can. Okay, and I'm gonna start at the bottom and just have it meet up. Look at me just fixing to get my little finger protector so I can just keep on moving. Hey, Beverly here from Orlando, Florida. My daughter told me God would send her a sign when she found Mr. Right. He did. They share the same birthday. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. You do wonderful, all your own, lady. Hold on, all on your own, lady. All right. Mine stays pretty hot, so I got some time to work with mine. But if you got a glue gun that doesn't get that hot, you really want this to stay. So, I mean, it may be a little bit more time consuming, but work with just smaller areas. Like I said, I always have to wait for mine to dry as it is, so I don't mind going a little bit further down. I don't know if this will make this turn. If not, if you've got a tight little thing, the bigger your jute right here, it doesn't always like turn corners really well. Just cut it like at the bottom and just have them meet there. But that one kind of was not so tight, so we're still good. Love it. Very cute. Thank you, thank you. Like I always tell you, I mean, this is a piece of styrofoam. Once I get it in my wreath, you're not going to be able to really tell a lot of the depth. So, I mean, get like a poster board. The foam poster board wouldn't even really be that much, you know, maybe about half this size. So, you know, you don't always have to have a piece of wood or some kind of fancy schmancy art. Because once you paint it, you can't tell if it's wood, styrofoam. Like right now, I mean, that just kind of looks like either or. Piece of wood, styrofoam, you know, anything. Look at me protecting my fingers. Y'all so proud of me. Really cute. You put the finger things on the wrong hand. Oh, I know. And I was... I need like a glove probably. They need to invent something next so you can just put them on this like hand and stick it down in there and then you can just put it on. All right, let's see. So I think this is super cute. And like I said, I would have painted the outside just red to keep on going, but I just wanted to have some kind of color broken up for the outside. But that's just that stark white's driving me nuts, so we're gonna put a little bit of this in it. Let me see if it's somewhat dry. Let's see. We're gonna set this to the side anyway, so then it'll have time to dry. Yeah, I like that better. That stark white was driving me nuts. That truffle color, there's a truffle color in the Waverly paint that it's really close to like a jute color or burlap color. Would have been good too. For whatever reason, because it doesn't really soak in anything, it takes longer to dry on this styrofoam than say when you have wood, it kind of soaks into it and that paint dries, the chalk paint dries a little bit faster, but it doesn't have anything really to soak in here. Okay, so that toned the sides down just a little bit so it's not so stark. Okay, let's put it right there out of our way and we'll get ready to putting everything together now. Late, but always sure watch replay. My husband just found out he has cancer. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. We will all say a prayer for him, Judy. I'm so sorry. Someone is watching you from behind. Huh? What are you talking about? Don't scare me like that. All right, so let's see. Now let's get some of this out the way. And we'll pick up and then we get to make a real pretty bow. I had a couple of those little jute hearts left. So let's see what we've got to work with here. I brought out lots of beads and some other little things, and I will show you what I have. I got this from the Pottery Barn. It was, I kept the tag on it, $14.99, and I think that day I either had a 20 or 40% coupon. The way Carolina Pottery works is like you get on their email list and they send you coupons every day. Sometimes they're 40% off of one thing, they're 20% off your entire purchase. But this was so long ago, I can't remember if it was 40 or 20. All right, we've got a heart here that I don't think I'm going to end up using because I was able to use the styrofoam heart. I have my little XO, and this is the heart that I wanted you to see. It was $2.99. I got it 50% off at Hobby Lobby. It's a little metal, and it has a wooden heart on it, and I wouldn't change it because I like the colors. I like the little hanger that's on it. Because I don't try to do too much to the things that I use on, do you have a video of the big jute hearts from behind you? Vicky, yes. Go back, I guess now about 4 weeks under my post on Facebook. I think it'll tell you 1 week ago, 2 weeks, probably 4 weeks ago. And the title of it are Jute Hearts. But I start off making the little bitty hearts. You can't really see it. The little grapevine hearts with gingham behind them. But this is what we do most of the video. All right, so I have this heart. Have two of my little bitty hearts that we did just like these back here once with the, what do you call it? Shamrocks. And you see how it has a little bit of green on it? I don't think you can really see that until you get really close. Now, this one is the one I hit with spray paint. But this one, you know, I just did it and you really can't see it. So we have this and we have an arrow. I don't have any more of those little tiny arrows, but I did get this one from the Dollar Tree. So we can paint it up. And I don't really, it's probably one of the last things we're going to put on there, and I'm not sure what color. I don't want to paint things too red or too, pull too much red in or white if we get down to it and I need another color. Because, okay, let me take this off. Because just like up back, I'm going to leave this color. Even though it's not wood, it's that like pressed cardboard stuff. They've got almost some kind of like little wood. You know, maybe they either sent something, some little, I don't think it's something on it. Yeah, I think they either put some kind of like wood type paper on top of it, but I really like it. It's got like a wood finish to it. I am going to take this off, and they're just stapled in the back. But let me cut it just to make sure I can see me breaking like the top of the X off. So sorry to hear of your oh yes, I know that is so bad. It's your cat watching you. Where is he? Oh, he is down here. I'm talking about feet, and he is. Y'all are like freaking me out. He's wanting to know where is something he can lay in. Can you tell everybody hey? He's like, where are you gonna give me something I can lay in? All right, go find something to lay in. He stopped laying in the little stuff, even though I didn't have the heart to throw it away. I see you, buddy, but I don't have anything for you to lay in. Okay. You may not see these little jute things either. I mean, like the hanger, but I'm not going to cut it off. But I think the little knots just kind of add to it. So wherever we end up putting it, we will, so let's see. I almost kind of want to put that over to the side. I may. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll put this one in here first. I've grabbed just my little bag of different kind of Valentine stuff and just little Chanel type colors or whatever you call them. But the good thing about this is we don't have to really hot glue anything to our basket. We're gonna put this up in the corner so I'll be able to show it to you this way. Whoops, mirrored, so it's gonna be there. Your cat's watching you. I know, I was kind of like, what are y'all talking about? So sorry to hear that. He's a pretty boy. Bless her heart watching you. She sure is right here, and we're gonna definitely need your help. So when I lift this up, don't let any pieces fall down. I hate that when I lift something up to show y'all and it falls apart. I'm like, can it be any worse? Okay, so I'm just gonna go behind several of these little, I mean, this stuff is extremely light, so I'm gonna put 2 on each side just because I kind of I don't want it to move, but as far as like weight, you probably only could use 1 if I didn't want it to sit up in this top corner. So I'm just gonna go in, come out, and come up on the top. I have painted my pipe cleaners before. So don't think that, you know, if you get up here and say like there's something we want to do and you'll be able to see it on the basket. Just paint your color if you feel like you can see it, but I don't think you're going to be able to see this. Okay, there's one. All right, so let me cut those off. And try to remember to get you some like cheap little wire cutters for pipe cleaners and sometimes a ribbon, because you do mess up your, you know, scissors by cutting this. You know, they won't cut paper and things like that. Like if you want to Mod Podge stuff, next thing you know, you got to get a new pair of scissors. All right, so we're going to go up on this side a little bit and find another place to brace this side. Bless our hearts watching you. Hey, Rhonda from Spokane. See, I remember if y'all start letting me see it a lot, I'll remember where you're from. Then sometimes I see your names now so often, I'm like, oh yeah, that's my friend. And I'll realize, no, that they don't live in Waynesboro. They live where they live. All right, let's see. I actually want that to be a little up. What type of cutters do you use on the fencing you're used for the X's and O's? Oh, I use scissors. Very sharp pair of scissors. As far as you want to be able to cut the sides or the pieces. Let me show you. Like when you're going around an edge on the outside and you have this connected, remember to don't cut straight down the middle. You're going to have to like give up one side. So remember to cut it like on the next one over, you're going to cut it on these right here and just sand that down because you need that whole edge right there. You know, over here, the whole edge. Don't ever, you know, just cut straight down it because then it won't be even on each side. I mean, remember they're $1 and you get 4 of them. So if you have to like lose one, you know, the one next to it, then you can do the X's and the O just in the center. All right. So that's exactly where we need it to be. It does have a little bit of open there, but it's okay. All right, our next one. All right, let's see. We said we wanted it about right there. And see, I can actually put it here, little under it. You can put some Oasis or something behind there to keep it up, but I don't think it's a big deal. This is pretty light. And what we're gonna do is put some pipe cleaners on the back of this. We're gonna hot glue them so they'll stick on it. Or we could just actually set it on the inside here. No, I'm kind of liking that. But we're still gonna put a pipe cleaner over here so it doesn't move. I'll probably have so much junk on it that it probably won't move in the end. But, all right, this is what you do. Just fold it in half and make a little puddle, kind of like foot at the bottom like here. You can twist it, just a more little area right here for your glue to stick to. And hold on. Let me give that a second to cool off. Sue from Virginia. Hey, Sue. I was in the store trying my best to see and felt someone was watching me. They saw I was having trouble seeing. She said, your glasses are on your head. That's like something I would do. It's freezing in Wisconsin, but not your video. Oh, you meant like, yes, I'm sorry. And I wish I had your freezing temperatures. It was so cold in Georgia today, in my part of Georgia. And let's see, let me give this a little bit of extra help. But it was beautiful outside. I mean, the sun, I mean, if you were inside and didn't know what the temperatures were, you would think it was a lot warmer. That's what I love, is when it's, this styrofoam is wanting to melt a little bit, so it's probably good that I'm putting it in there. Liquid nail, believe it or not, if you ever needed to put something like this and you had the time for it to dry, a liquid nail works really well on when you're holding a piece of this styrofoam together. If you have a glue gun that doesn't get as hot as mine, it will bead up on the top of it. It may like melt just a little bit, but it'll still work. There are reasons to keep a cooler glue gun, and that would be one of them. Okay. So we're gonna twist this and put it on there. Love it. I asked the grand for my sale earlier, had it in my hand. I was talking to my mother once and said, Mom, I gotta go back and get my phone. I forgot it. And she said, okay, as I'm talking to her in the car. Okay, so here we are. This is what we got so far. So see, we don't have so much of that jute left in it. So that's why I wanted to keep this more of the jute color. And like, we'll bring this in, like put maybe a little heart there, another little heart here. So you'll see them, maybe more like right there. Now this one, let's see if we bring it in, maybe down here. Kind of like a little heart explosion. But I kind of want to put this, believe it or not, more kind of like this, just because I'm dying to put my my big bow, and a big bow right there, like kind of where I put Mimi's would be pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it back around to face me so I can get a couple of jute pieces on here. Now I think I may put this around here. It'll give it a lot of security and you won't be able to see that. This is the stuff I cannot stand, when you can see what you're doing. But this is gonna be hiding behind something. So, but with this being this pressed cardboard, I mean, you can staple some of these in here, super glue them, hot glue them on there, and they'll stay. But this has got a little bit of weight to it, so we're definitely going to need to. That's why, since you're not going to see this part, I'm going around it to give it as much support as I can. Let's see, XO, I want to go more in the basket. Hold on, you may be able to see it. All right, you may be able to see it, so we're not going to do that. From Summer, Tennessee, you do such beautiful work. I just love oh, thank you so much. You want cold? Yes, Pat. We're in New York and it is a blizzard right now. I have over a foot of snow, expecting more overnight. Okay, now I feel bad for wanting it because y'all probably all really despise it. And Chris is over here looking at
Terrible lockdown, Cynthia.
Huh?
Terrible up there.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying I want the snow. Chris is like, they have it terrible right now. I know. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't have it terrible. I'm just really wanting it to snow here. Don't rain on my parade right now. No, I don't know if I want a blizzard, but I would like it. You are so talented. Thank you so much, Peggy. You are so sweet. Hey, staple or glue gun your pipe cleaner on the back, then you won't see it. Yes. I like to hot glue them is my favorite thing, but when it has a little bit of weight right here, but y'all, I just super glued this to this pillow. And I'm thinking because I have it so staple, I mean, that way, because I hate seeing the pipe cleaner. So look, that turned out really well. I really like that. And now the glue is probably messing up this fabric, but everything else that we've done, like once we take this apart, you'll still have this heart. We'll still have this for next year. I absolutely love being able to take things apart and reuse them next year. You ask anybody I know, I do love that. I do love being able to, take it apart, reuse it. All right, let's put these little hearts on it. I have the arrow, but I think it would just be a little too much. So we're gonna leave that off. Okay, we have a bow there, this here, one of these up here. Okay, and these are pretty simple. We're just gonna put this on here, and they're super light to probably save some of this. Let's cut this in half. You want snow, come up. I got a shovel for you. I know. Chris is sitting here saying, that's awful. They're going through something terrible. I mean, yeah, well, I'm sorry. I don't mean to say it like I don't think a blizzard is awful. Yeah, I don't want a blizzard, but do I want it to snow here? Yes. Quit making me out to be like, you're Scrooge. Ugh. All right, let's see. So we'll put this one right here. Husbands. No metal heart, too many different textures. All right, Chris. I love the white on top on the right. On the top, on the O of the, okay. This would match, who was it that put their little tray on Sin's Crafters? And it was the jute and the red. It was adorable. 80 degrees here. Where are you that it's 80 degrees? I got you. Want to see snow. When I lived in Arizona, I begged for a rainy day. Oh gosh, now it has been raining here. Past couple of years, we've gotten a ton. We got a ton of rain last year. This time, it's like it rained it made our pecans really good this year. All right, there we go. And I just used a half a little thing. And then we're gonna put one more of these little, well, maybe we'll put that down there since we're not gonna use the white. Okay. All right, and I'm probably gonna need a long one because my cousin, 12 inches. Oh my gosh, where they are sprinkled. Hey, Kathy. And I want snow too. Sorry, late, had company. No, I know what it's like. I want y'all to catch it when you can. Texas, and it's 80. See, Texas this year even had snow. We didn't have snow. Not Georgia. Probably North Georgia. Yeah, North Georgia did, because I have a friend that lives up there now, and she putting all this on there. Wish they were getting a snow down the hill or skate down the hill or sled, whatever they were doing. I was so jealous. I'm like, just one day. You know, like just that snow that comes up one day and you play in it and it's gone. I can remember Chris, when we lived, before we built this house, where we lived was in a pecan orchard. And Chris got the top off of one of their like big plastic toy boxes, and it snowed, and he like put a string on the back of his truck, like complete rednecks. And they sat on it, and y'all, when I mean they were little, they were like probably 4 and 5 years old, and he just pulled them all around the pecan orchard. They had a ball. Really like it. Me too. I really think it's extremely cute. Like, even if my bow is just like a big burlap bow up here, I did bring some red out. I think it's going to be pretty. And okay, we won't put that on there. And the arrow will keep. But even if you didn't have, if you went, because look, this in the Dollar Tree, it was in their craft section. Like, it's something they're going to have all the time. So if you didn't have the XO, there's nothing that says you can't put it. And you could actually bring that agave paint that we like so much, or another color, or just paint it like, I think I brought that truffle out. And I'm pretty sure it's called, no, this is called fawn, but there is one called truffle. This is a hazelnut too, and I have not used this at all, because it looks like it's got a little bit more red in it. But, you know, you've got these colors that you can always paint that'll go really well with the jute color. Or there's one called truffle. That is a good one too. And I thought maybe I had some out here, but I don't. That's some steel. That would be, you know, just if you had the era. You have pecans. Wow, they are expensive to get here. Don't make pecan pie at Thanksgiving, because I was about out. I had been anywhere to get any. You should have told me. I could have sent you some. We had they said they were really good crops this year. And because of all the rain last year, that they were, and gosh, at the church, we have like 2 or 3 trees. I mean, some that have like, they were huge. There's some that are still on the ground, but you know, somebody brought us 2 big sacks full. And you know, after you shell 10, you're ready to quit. But I'm sorry, I would have sent you some. Truffle is a nice color. Use it often. Yes, Patty, I like that color. Well, girl, I didn't know you had any. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm really loving this. And the best thing about these baskets too is you can, you know, you don't have to put a hook, or, I mean, you can make a hook with a pipe cleaner or something, but you don't. I usually just put my command hooks, you know, anywhere. Sometimes I have to put one over to the side a little bit, like if it's off center, but they're really easy to hang. But y'all, I think it's really turning out cute. So now we get to make the bow. Okay, I put this, Fee, you are a menace sometimes. I put that gingham over here, and he's just laying on it like, oh, I've been waiting all night for you to put something down for me to lay on. Okay, so let's see. Let's turn this over, or at least fold it, so y'all can see all this pretty ribbon that I brought out, that I got to go with my ribbon little store in there, and just grab this and that, like, oh, this is what I want right here. It's been so nice. And I didn't even know until this year, when I started this crafting like little video thing, that I really like ribbon. So y'all have collected that in a year. I might have had 3 or 4 rolls of Christmas from last year, but darn it, this is what I didn't want to happen. Okay, so we got our burlap out. And I didn't know how much I had left of this. I don't think a whole lot. All right. I grabbed this because I used it on Mimi's and it went really well, and we have the gingham material in there, so I think this is a must. This actually came in the Christmas at Walmart, but I never used it at Christmas because it just really almost looks like, you know, a picnic or fall. So I think that'll look really well with it. Then I grabbed some little ribbon. Now, I have this that you get at the Dollar Tree that you can either get in this little chevron or you can get it in polka dot. So I just went back there and y'all see I just grabbed and grabbed. Because I really want to bring a lot of this burlap in because you see we've got, the whole thing is red. So I don't think we're going to need a lot of red. Maybe we'll use this to hang down. Probably wouldn't hurt to have that white. Okay, so we're definitely not going to use that. All right, the trade, I share it on my Facebook. Oh, okay. I like the thin shelled pecans. They're called something at the church. We have two different kinds. The little that are really long but narrow. You know what I mean? They're tiny but they're really long. And then we've got one that's like has those really good fat ones on it that I always think is really good to bake with or make bake anything with because they're just big and the flavor was so good this year. I'm sorry. The trade I shared on. Okay. All right, so let's see. All right. I'm hoping this may be enough. And y'all, if it wasn't for my pond, sometimes, make that a little bit bigger, maybe. No, that's just too big. Beside our pond, especially in the summertime, I can't always keep my bows. Mimi's, I can take hers apart a month later, and it's like I just made it and save her bows. But sometimes, like, birds have made nests in mine before, and it's just gonna have to be a long tail. I hate to cut that little short piece. Birds have made nests. It gets a little mold on it from that pond. So sometimes I'm able to keep my ribbon and sometimes I'm not. Maybe when it's this cold, I won't have to. I mean, I'll be able to because I will take a ribbon apart. I mean, some ribbon apart, roll it back up on the spool I got it on, and put it on another thing. So don't be scared to make a big bow, especially if you live in a city or in town where you don't have any kind of moisture in the air and stuff. You can just reuse it. That's going to make a good tail. I have to tell Chris that I used 2 rolls up. So he can't see that if I get me 2 rolls, I was like, yeah, the other night I used 2 rolls. All right. And y'all, this is something they're going to have at your Dollar Tree all the time too. So you don't get it up front. Like on ours, they put all the holiday stuff up front. And this is going to be back in your craft section. All right, I don't need that one. And it's really good if you don't always like, you know, some people are like ribbon snobs and like expensive ribbon. And getting expensive ribbon is not bad, especially if you can get it on sale. At Michael's, to me, seems to have better sales on their ribbon. It's good, but you always want to have something that's a little bit cheaper for fillers. And I'll say, like, all this like Walmart stuff or Dollar Tree stuff is like good little fillers. All right, so we will want a little bit of this again. Oop. Look at me just using up all my ribbon. As Chris says, that's no excuse to go get more. All right, I hadn't seen any comments in a minute. Don't tell me I'm losing, y'all. All right. Okay. There's some that I'm just going to use to make some tails with. And I think that's what I'm going to do with these. Like, and what I mean by ribbon tails, like at the bottom of it, like just, okay. Most of the time, like if you have any ribbon that doesn't have wire in it, like this particular like little linen right here, doesn't have wire in it. It came from the Dollar Tree in their Christmas stuff. Let's throw a little, we hadn't had any white in there. And this, the best thing about this is, yes, it looks like I'm using about a yard of each, but I'm definitely not gonna, I'm just gonna, it's just gonna be the tails on my bow. I mean, on my bow. So you definitely can reuse it. Or you can just leave the bow together and just, if you ever come across, okay, I need that color, then you can take it apart. I'm still here eating ice cream. All right, so let's see. There we go. And let's see, let's put some of this in the table. There it is. Like you don't have any more ribbon. I love the white and striped ribbon. Hold on. I love the red and white striped. Oh, you mean this or the one that has kind of like the little sewn part in it? Or this? This is like a linen kind of color. I just want to hold this together. You don't really have to do this part first. But my table, I'm limited on space here on my little table. You think I'd get me a bigger table, but then I'm like, my camera span really isn't all that big. So it wouldn't matter if I had a huge table. I don't think you'd be able to see it really well. Okay. I'm going to put that to the side. Now let's get all our little ribbon here. All right. And this is going to have a little tail on it. I just didn't want to cut that little part out. Here we go. How big do I want it? I think that seems like a good size. This is some stiff burlap ribbon. Okay, normally I wouldn't make 3, but I would have had, it was the end of this roll. And you can still, it's going to be in the very back. So it'll still give me that, it'll just have 3. All right, let's see. Let's do the little polka dot in the back. I don't really have anything polka dot in it. This is just kind of going to be a little filler one. Okay. This is kind of my favorite one. This is kind of the one I want close to the top because I think it really matches that heart and it's the prettiest one. The linen one. Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I like that one too. It was in the Walmart Christmas where like the little miniature ornaments were. Don't ask me how. I remember where I get some of this ribbon from. I think it's because if I like it and I have to go back and get some more, I have to hunt for it. And I think it was Christmas time. I didn't get a lot of small ribbon at Christmas and had to go hunting for it. So. Why do I keep making that tail so small? There we go. And it's looking more burlappy than all right, there we go. Yeah, it's looking a little bit more burlap. We're gonna put this right on the front. And this really doesn't have any wire in it. I just kind of want to put that gingham in here as much as I can. The last one, we're gonna do that little loop in the center. Late tonight, very warm, 78 in Phoenix. Y'all must be hot out there. It was hot here last week, but it has cooled off. But, hint, hint, still haven't watched you from, still here watching you from Kentucky. Thank you. Beautiful ribbon, making great bow. Yes, I miss making bows, but, because right now, you know, doing all those little projects for trays, we just, you know, you just can't really make a big bow right now. And who doesn't love ribbon? All right, now I smashed it all. And see what I'm talking about? This is just can be like little filler roll bows. And let that be part of our tail. Okay. So it's a little bit more burlap. I mean, it looks like it's that, but up against the wreath, I think it's going to be okay because it's mainly red. So we're going to get this. And on here, normally this is where, you know, I didn't have to use this. I'm going to save this. You just put this in the center of your pipe cleaner. I just fluffed it out, but hopefully I'll keep messing with it as I put it on here. It's 28 degrees here in North Dakota. This is cool for you all. This will cool you off. Yes. I mean, I do go outside and get really cold. It's just that, you know, anything 65 and higher in my house, and I feel like the heater is just blowing on me. You know what it is. And Lord, is gaining this extra COVID weight has not helped me either. I mean, because I needed to lose about 50 on top of that, then I just added to it. Okay, this is going to be more down on the edge. I may can pull this up and put it under here a little bit, but it may just cover up some of my XO because I like my bow better than that anyway. Okay. So see, I got all my little tails, and sometimes I like to dovetail little ribbon like this, but most of the time I just do like a really long, like little sash at the side. To me, that's enough because this is wire and it tends to like want to crimp up anyway. So I'll just do that to it and just make it kind of, you know, pointy. I mean, the longer that's laying down right here, I can, but it's not a must either. You can still, I don't know where the other side is. Oh, here it is. But the little ones, I don't think it's, even when we make our messy bows, the little ones, I don't always like that. Okay. All right, and I had to do this with Mimi's. I'm gonna put this kind of to the side, but in order for this to lay and stay up on the edge, I'll probably have to add one over here too. Let me get this one pretty secured. I have to pull it really tight. But it's a pretty big bow, so you're not gonna see anything, no matter if you had to do one up here, over here. But I would suggest, you know, use Ziplocs. Don't try to use any hot glue because you have too many pieces going on. And see, like this burlap here, I mean, it's got these little porous holes in it, so I can just go in and out with my, hopefully with my pipe cleaner, like so. I hope y'all can see that in the ribbon. So I don't have to like do it all the way and lose, you know, how cute the ribbon looks. But I'm gonna kind of put that inside so it'll stay over here too. And hopefully that's gonna keep this ribbon where I mean this bow where I want it. I want it on the edge, but I don't want it to droop forward. But I don't want it to sit in there either, because you know that's where that XO is. So let's see if that's gonna stay where I want it to. I think I'm gonna have to put one up here too. Just because, see, when I pick it up, it's wanting to come forward just a little bit, and I want it to stay up a little bit more like that. Just a little bit more security. So, and it's in the same piece of burlap that I did down below. So I can do the same thing with it. Just put in the burlap and out. It is 24 here in Kentucky with 3 inches of snow. I told my doctor my weight, blame it on COVID. Yes, it makes it even better. So beautiful. Thank you. Making your ribbon rack inspired you. Good luck, beautiful. Now, thank you. I love it. And I love to go back there. That's why I'm like, oh, I just want to make bows all day now that I can get to my ribbon so easy. All right. All right. All done. Here we go. I wish I could get it all in the camera view. But with the bow, and the bow seems to be curled out a little bit more, but you know, the more it sits there the next few days, it's gonna fall out a little bit more down. But I really love the tails. It's almost like a Bessie bow. You can't go wrong when you just put a lot of tails in it. Now I've got that little bit of hint of white in there. So not too much white since this heart is so big. But where are you hanging this? On my front door. I'm hanging it outside. I'm not worried about the yarn, even if it got wet. I think everything will be okay. I mean, it's under my porch. But, I mean, this stuff right here is, I mean, it really is like a really starchy burlap. This is burlap. I think besides probably this right here, I mean, I really even think it could go through some kind of storm. Love the bow. Sue from, from Virginia. This is super cute. I really love it. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all the hearts. But I'm so excited. I love it. You know, because we've been doing things and I'm just, it's just got a lot of color in it for me. But I think just bringing this farmhouse burlap or linen type color in, it's just a thing for me. It makes me want to do more. Because, I mean, can you imagine if this was green in this color? Because at Christmas, we did the green and the gold. So even for like St. Patrick's Day next month, purple in this color, if you'd rather do like a Mardi Gras for some of you in Louisiana, because Ash Wednesday is what, a couple of weeks away? Larry and I were just talking about it today at church. And then Lent starts. So let's see, it's beautiful. I would never take it down. Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm going to leave it up the whole month of February. I mean, what else you do in February? I mean, you could do Mardi Gras stuff, but I mean, I don't really live close to Mardi Gras, and we can't even do a pancake supper this year because of COVID. So in the 20s here in the mountains of Gatlinburg, my granddaughters got to play in the snow today. I only had one other snow they could play in this year. Beautiful wreath. I love tobacco baskets. Me too. I think that's just kind of my thing been this year. Love it and all your creativity. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Post a pic once you get it up on your door. I will. I got to go make sure my door is clean because I think the only thing in front of it is like a fern and the door, but I will. Thank y'all so much. I'll at least tonight hang it on the front, on the inside so I can take a picture of it. Red is my favorite color. I can't hang it on the door. I know. I mean, really, y'all, there's nothing to say. Y'all know how I'm always like looking. I mean, I could take these hearts off, add a little bit of blue to this bow. I mean, at 4th of July, you could put like a watermelon on it for the summer, and it could be, you know, a watermelon wreath. You know, sky's the limit. How will you store it? I will take it apart. I usually don't store my wreaths together. Like, I think what I did the last couple of bows for my wreaths, I actually kept the bows, they're whole. But I will take it apart. I'll like pull this off because like you saw, we put everything together on with what do you call them, pipe cleaner. So I will take this loose, I'll put this in my bowl. Now, like I said, I would like to keep this, but in order to put this exactly how I want it, I put glue on it. So I think it's gonna mess up this, but I could always keep it and just put some other kind of little heart right there where probably it's gonna have hot glue on it. So you know me, I will not throw it away, but to store it, yes, I will take it apart. And I just have a place in there where I put all these baskets or wreath, and I'll put the bow back in there. I've got 2 bows that are together, and that's the one thing I don't have in my where my ribbons are, but on the right hand side of the shelf, I have some room where I think I can actually hang just some hooks, like coat hooks, or, you know, like the, you know, kind you just screw in. I do screws and it's just a hook, and put my bows on because I do have room right there. Because, you know, I'll keep it together because I love the bow so much. You know, and maybe I can use it on something else. But if it came down to it, if I walk in there and say, you know, oh, I really need some more of this, I will take them apart. And then I'll just wrap them back up on the other one. But yeah, I take them apart. Red is, because I don't want to do the same thing. Like next Valentine's Day, I wouldn't want to have the same wreath. I may like this basket, but I would want to do maybe something different. Even if I just rearrange the way it is. But no, I don't store them whole. I take them apart. Because Mimi's, most of the time, hers, I did a couple of baskets for her these past 2 months, but it's the same like oval grapevine that I usually redo every month for her door. So that's why I usually take them apart. All right, well, thank y'all so much, and how good we do, 1.5 hours. All right, well, I will see y'all tomorrow.